This is a follow-up video about God, and I kind of wanted to talk about how that divine belief system works with him, and um, like playing this game of life that we live, and playing around in this three-dimensional reality with him above you, and because he is that being that he could snap his fingers and your whole life could disappear instantaneously, or change the whole world in an instant if he wanted to. But that's not what this creation was about. It was about experimentation, and letting his own creation create. And I listened to this channeling, I think, that Metatron does. His name's Nilesh, that channels Metatron, that is Metatron. But he talks about how God created beings, other gods, because what fun is a universe where you're the only being that is like overwatching or overseeing or manifesting universes. Like, wouldn't you want it to kind of spread out like a spider web, and like you're see what this creation of yours created, and this one created. And I think that's why people can reach that level of like manifestation and creation. Like Christ is said to have manifested things out of thin air, and there's like Yogananda in Autobiography of a Yogi talks about how when he was a early teenager, I think like 13 or so, he went on an adventure into the Himalayas to try and find these yogis with supernatural powers, and he found them, and describes it in the book. So definitely read that if you get the chance. But yeah, it's God made this world into a world of free will, and I think that's why a lot of atheists believe that there is no God, is because they have the free will to choose that they think, or that they are the director of their own life, and which I guess to an extent is true. But if you want to reach higher and higher states of consciousness, then you ask God, and God is the one that gives you those supernatural abilities. And not saying that I have any or whatever, but I've made some weird shit happen, but nothing quite as epic as like teleporting or whatever. But who knows? I've had some crazy experiences before too. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Yeah, the whole thing about free will is that like you have the ability to choose your own life, and if you choose love and that highest good for the rest of humanity, the rest of God that you're surrounded by, then you'll be led to that path divinely, and whatever you divinely choose, or whatever you choose, as long as you're right there beside God, and he's right above you, then you'll be you'll be led in that direction, and you'll be given ample opportunity, as long as you're staying disciplined with your practices, and you're listening to what he's telling you, and if you get an intuition about something you should be doing. For instance, like when I wasn't staying dedicated enough with my practice, it was like everything would stop, and I'd get thrown into these bouts of lower emotions, that were horrible to experience. But if you choose the other way, then and you listen to everything that he tells you and to do, then you have a divine belief and divine knowing that everything will be taken care of. Like I had super super bad anxiety, and there's other issues that I still have and still working on, but I know that because this being created me, he can take care of it, no problem, as long as I stay dedicated and stay disciplined with what I'm doing. So yeah, guys, peace.